Welcome back to Euston Wall. I'm in the annex section today. It's just been newly set and there's some really cool sets in here. So I've been told it's quite dynamic. There's a V5 that I've heard has been set as a paddle dyno, which is quite cool. And there's also some other individual dynos, all from the same hold, going up to different holds, which are graded differently basically. So I think it's ranging from V0 to V8, 8 different dynamic moves that are really cool, just on one of the sets over there. So I'm just going to get warmed up first, do some of the climbs in this section, and then go and finish with the dynos at the end once I've loosened up a bit more. So hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, going to move on to a V4 now, it's the white one, just here. Starts with one hand underneath on this little crimp, and then one hand on this big undercling. Feet are the volume basically, so I'm going to have to keep my heels down on the mat nice and low. There's a foothold here around the corner, foothold there, little hold here, one on top of the volume, just there, and then it's a small foot chip here, another small foot chip at the top of the volume, next to this little crimp for a little pinch, I think, with the thumb like that, and then yeah, another hand there before the last hold, which is quite slopey. So I think body positioning is going to be quite important in this, but it should be a pretty straightforward climb from the looks of it. Cool. Okay, going to move on to a V5 now. It's the blue climb. It's the one I was talking about earlier that's quite dynamic and it's been set as a paddle dyno. So it starts with two hands on this, relatively slopey but very in cut hold. A couple of big feet at the bottom, and then you're aiming for this hold around the corner. And then the idea is that you catch that and paddle straight to this one. That's the way it's set. But from the looks of it, you could probably just stop on this hold and get a foot on there. So I might try it both ways, just see how that goes. There's a foot here, not sure how handy that's going to be. I think it's more just to cover the volume where it's broken actually. And then it's a very high foot to this one, which could be the crux for me, before a little crimp and then the top hold up there. So it should be quite a good one for the camera, should look quite cool, quite dynamic. See how many goes it takes us. Cool, much better attempt that time. I think I just swung in a bit more, was more controlled, and then could get two hands to the second pedal. I think it's very easy to break the base on that. I might try it again in a second, a different method, and just stay on this hold a bit more statically. Probably the much higher percentage, but the less fun way of doing it. But yeah, glad I got my swing right that time. Came back into the wall a bit more, so I wasn't kind of reaching for it with the right hand. And then yeah, the high foot was actually okay. I smeared quite a lot to get my body a bit higher first with the left foot, and then get the right foot on from that. So cool set, that one. Okay, going to move on to a technical looking V6 now. So it starts with 2 hands on this sloper on here, and then there's a couple of feet down here. There's a foot here as well, and then quite a few holds just clustered together. That's going to be a left hand. This looks like a pinch, and then yeah, a couple hands up there before the last hold at the top over there. So relatively tricky to read this one. I'm going to talk through what I'm thinking and then see if I can execute that. But yeah, it looks like a challenging 6. Okay, to try and read this from the ground, I'm not sure how to start it, to be honest. It's going to be either 2 hands like this and just left foot on and go straight up with the right hand, or it might be a right foot in here, left maybe heel on that, trying to get some tension that way, stay on the wall to then reach up, change to a toe on here to come out with the left hand to this, and then it'd be a case of walking the feet up to here, big right hand to the Gaston on that side, and then there's 2 holes there which makes me think you're supposed to match. Maybe go to the far right hole with your right hand and then come in with the left, but it might be a case of being able to just lock off in the Gaston and get a foot up to then come up to the left. I'm not sure, so we'll see how we go. How did you start that? Wow, that is hard. I have no idea how to start that at all. I think once I get the right hand up, the rest should be okay, but just getting established on the wall at the beginning it just feels impossible. I don't know where to put my feet. Oh, okay. Perfect, thank you, mate. So shout out to Casey. Very strong climber. He just gave me the beta for this. Essentially getting the right foot much higher and turned this way rather than foot here. I don't think I've figured that out myself, if he didn't tell me. Go check him out. He's got a YouTube as well. It's called Lost in Failure. I'll put it in the description. Go subscribe to his channel, show him some love. Hell of a climber, really strong. He's climbed V11 and some, I think. So yeah, that is why I like climbing with people that are better than me. One tiny little pointer, I can basically do the move straight away. So yeah, that foot out turn this way on that hold, and then the left flag into this side, just the left leg being there to bring my centre of gravity more over the holds, and then you can kind of just stand up into the pinch. So really cool. We'll see if I can now do the rest of the route from that. Okay, I actually really love this route. Reason being, it kind of highlights in climbing the real small details that really make a massive difference. So firstly, the way I placed my right foot on that, really key. The way I was doing it to begin with my foot angled like this, it's just falling off every time, couldn't get established. As soon as I turn my foot up here, it allows me to push more with the resistance against where my hands are pulling, to keep me on the wall. And the other thing I've noticed from the last 2 clips, when my head starts quite far to the left, near this hold, I can't establish on the wall properly, I can't generate up. When I start my weight a bit further to the right by about half a foot, that's when I can establish on the wall and step up. It's amazing how much of a difference those small details make. And that's why as well with grades sometimes it feels so much harder than what you think the grade should feel, and it's just because of a micro positioning of your body on the wall, how big of a difference that makes. So yeah, very interesting. Cool, got there in the end. End section was quite technical as well, but yeah, the main crux of that whole climb was just the start. Really awkward to set on, but really cool set, enjoyed that a lot. Cool, we're going to move on to the Dyno set that I mentioned at the start of the video, which is really wicked. It's just 3 volumes on the wall here, and 1 green foot, which I think is only for the green route, but you start with 2 hands on this hold, this green hold. And then as you can see, there's different grade difficulties for the different colours. So I'll start with V1 and then work my way up to V6, which is the orange. 2 hands on this, and then you've got to catch the hold. It's just 1 move essentially. So for the red, you've got to get to those 2. For the yellow, you've got to get to that one. For the orange, you've got to get to that one, and so on. So that's what that looks like. Really cool, clever set. Lots of different movements on there. So we'll see how we get on. Okay, so the wasp and the blue are both V4s. And I think they're both set in the same way, they're just mirrored. I think you just go to the 1 hold, but you're meant to toe hook on this hold when I go for blue, and then toe hook on that hold when I go for the wasp on there. So I'll start with the blue one, see how we get on. But yeah, I think it's a toe hook at the same time as the catch, which is quite a cool movement. It will look cool, and it's quite challenging to do mentally. So we'll see how we get on. Just missing the toe at the minute. I'm focusing a lot on the hand, which I'm grabbing 5, but I'm just kind of hoping the toe will catch. I'm not actually seeing where I'm placing the foot. First time was the best go, but I caught the hold a little bit low, I think. So it's more the edge of my toe that was on rather than higher up on my foot where I'm more secure. So I really need the foot to come in here rather than here, so I get more of my foot on there and I'm more secure in that position. Just got that a bit cleaner, like I said, a bit higher up where my toe could catch it easier. I think I didn't actually see my foot connect. I just kind of mentally knew how high to aim at that stage from the repetitions, and leant a long way to the left, and it really just locked in place nicely. So that was cool. See if we can do the same on the wasp, which goes the other way. I think the wasp is easier to just go straight up to the hole. It's a very big pinch, you could probably just go straight for it, but the way it's set obviously is to have a toe hook on this side. So see if we can do that. That's hard. That is hard, because you need to do a quick step with the right first to then quickly get the left out, all while still generating towards the wall so you can catch. That's definitely a more difficult movement than the blue was. Oh, okay, that's better. Just got a bit more body weight to the left that time, which made it easier to stand on this and then change feet. So get that swing a bit further left, I think will help me again. That felt best out of all the attempts because I shifted my weight further left to begin with. I think I need to get my weight more here and just focus on almost standing up on the volume harder to this side, and then just catch and reach with the foot as well. I think that's the easiest way to stick that. Just have a little rest and then try that again. There it is. Cool. Yeah, nice. Just got a bit further to the left on that one, like I mentioned, so that was cool. Next up, we've got the black and the white. I think the black is a paddle, so you catch the lower hold and then go up to the one on the volume. The white is just straight up to an underclingy thumb press, so we'll see how either one of those go. Try the white first. Okay. Just fell away a little bit from the wall there. This is more kind of a slabby test, if you like. Heels low on the volume, keep friction and keep body tension more than anything else, because you're in quite a stretched position when you catch as well. So I need to get in close to the wall and keep my heels down. Be key on this. So just watching the footage back, I think it's going to be the same as the Wasp. Is to get my body weight a little bit further left, so that I'm more centrally underneath the hold, and I can hold it from there. I was a little bit too far to the right, trying to hold it with my hand out to the side. So this time, get the weight a bit further left to then be more underneath it. Should be the one. There it is. Cool. Perfect. So it's just the black and the orange now. Cool. Yeah, I think I need to pogo the left leg for a bit more momentum so I can get further over. It's a long way to go. And then it's just the coordination to time the feet on the volume. Maybe match to catch the last with the left. It's going to be quite difficult to come over with the right. We'll be swinging further, so might have to go left, right on the lower hold and then left up to the top from there. There it is. Cool. Only one left to do is the orange V6, hardest one, straight up, but it's a very long way up. So I don't know if my feet are allowed on here. I'm thinking no, but it's gonna have to be left, right onto this, and just explode up and pull in to get up there. So let's get quite close to the wall, and then try and catch one hand, maybe two. We'll see how it goes. I think it's got to be that way, left and then right and up. It's just trusting the volume and staying close enough into the wall. Might take me a couple more goes. I was just way too far away from the wall that time, so see how we go on. Hey mate. Oh, that's my best go yet. Okay, that's much closer. It's just that repetition, getting used to the movement. Got a lot further into the hole that time, just not quite far enough. It's about here on my fingers, need to get to about there, then should be able to hold it. But yeah, just getting that explosivity and that timing and the right movement into the wall to stay close and go up without coming away too far or going too close in to then come out again. So yeah, really cool. There we go. Cool. Got there in the end. Just took a bit of repetition, getting used to the movement like I mentioned. Had to be very precise to keep my left foot as far out on this hold as possible to create space for my body to step in onto this and go up. I think the first few attempts my feet were a bit further up, which made it more challenging. Those last few attempts I had my foot right on the edge of the volume here, just to create that space that I needed to stay closer to the wall. So yeah. Really cool sets though. Love that they've done this here. Nice and challenging, makes you think, and it just gives you loads of practice on coordination, which you don't get that often in most gyms. So really cool. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. I really appreciate all your support. But most importantly, as always, make sure you grab life by the plums, and I will see you in the next one.